Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Miss KK and this is The Wave. It is your weekly show that looks at topics related to personal, family and business finances, and our hope is that by the time we get to the end of the series, you are really better equipped to make sound financial decisions. If you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by. Welcome, and if you're already a returning subscriber, I love you guys and thank you so much for always engaging with your content in the comment section below, as well as also on our social media platform, especially on Instagram, where we've started doing Q&A Thursdays, where we get to answer a few questions and also just get what your thoughts are on various topics. So today I'm going to be introducing our financial statement enlightenment series. As I've promised, I am going to start giving sort of like literacy classes on how to read financial statement. This came into light because there's been quite a lot of movement in the Namibian market, and in particular in Africa, where individuals that previously didn't have access to this market can actually now buy shares directly. Especially in Namibia, we've had Letsago listing, we had Standard Bank, and now most recently we had MTC listing, and a lot of Namibians are actually participating in those share issues. But what I'm actually concerned about is that we are actually just taking at face value the information that is in the media, but we are actually not doing our own due diligence. We are not doing our own homework to actually assess the financial information available to actually conclude whether it is a good buy. And also there's been quite a lot of popularity around easy equity, where you can now trade directly in shares using your own account, and with that it even becomes more important for you to inform yourself on how to read financial statement to basically get to a conclusion whether an investment is a good buy, whether you should dispose of your investment, or whether you should hold on to your shares. So that is really what inspired me to start doing this series. Then I am going to be using the February General Integrated Annual Report. I took this from NSX sometimes last week when I went to pick up a share certificate. I am in no ways getting paid by Nambureries. I don't have any shares in Nambureries. I don't have any view whether Namburery is a good buy or it's not a good buy. I am not going to be convincing you to buy shares in Nambureries. It's literally just an integrated report that I have picked up. When I went to NSX at their counters, there were quite a lot of integrated reports that are available for companies that are listed on the Namibian Stock Exchange, but I actually thought Namburery is a very good example to use because everyone is familiar with Ventic Lager and the local beer, so I thought it's actually a relatable content to use. And so that's really what I want to do today. So to start off with, I am going to start on page 1, where the company really lays out the content of the integrated annual report. It's really good that you look at the table of content because it gives you a direction of where to look in the report. As you can see, the integrated report is quite a lot of pages, and this in particular goes up until page nearly 183. So you don't want to be flipping through 183 pages trying to find where you need to read. So it's really always good to start with the table of content and look at where things are. And in particular, I want to actually point out a few things. I'm not going to go through all of the table of content. You can actually go find one yourself. And in particular, if a company is listed on the Namibian Stock Exchange or any stock exchange in general, their financial statements and the integrated annual report is likely to be available on their website. And so you don't have to go to NSX to go look for this report. You can actually just search their website. There's normally a tab called Investor Relation. In that Investor Relation, there will be any SENS announcement that they have sent out, any market news that they have released, and also the integrated annual report will then be on that Investor Relation tab for many of the companies. All right. So the one thing that I want you to actually pay attention to is the chairman's statement as well as the managing director statement. So these are key figures in any company's leadership, and they tend to give a message to the shareholders, because remember, the financial statements or the annual integrated report has a lot of stakeholders. You as an investor just have an interest in seeing how your investment is performing, or if you are a potential investor, you are looking at the company's performance over the last couple of years and deciding whether it's actually a good buy for you to actually start investing, or whether you should actually dispose of your investment. That may be your interest as a potential shareholder or an existing shareholder. But the government can look here and say, okay, fine, this is Brewery. Well, how much are they contributing to revenue? How much they're contributing to job creation. So that is one of the government interest in breweries. Then you have the taxman that is looking at how much brewery has made in profit and whether they are actually paying over the taxes that are due to them. So there are various stakeholders, and generally the primary users of the financial statement of this report are the shareholder, you and the potential shareholder. So the chairman generally tries to highlight things that are of importance to you. So it's always good for you to go and read how the chairman feels about the year that has just ended, how was the performance of the entity, what was the economic condition, and obviously things that are being written over the last couple of years. You're likely to see how the chairman and the managing directors are going to place emphasis on the impact of the company's performance by tough economic condition brought about by COVID-19. So really, those are the two reports that you want to read to just get a big picture of how the year has happened. Okay. Then you have our context and strategy, so that will tell you the direction that the company is going. Obviously, with a lot of changes that are going in a lot of industry that are very that are affected by changes in the economic condition, they will tell you what are they trying to do to stay relevant. For example, MTC, when they issued the prospectus, their strategy was they were trying to go more into fiber and optics and internet space because they've already exhausted the voice services. So Brewery is also likely to give you what will they try to do to stay relevant. There's a lot of beers coming up, there's a lot of non-alcoholic drinks coming up. What are they do to make sure that they are staying relevant for their customers and also to be able to deliver the much needed return for you as a shareholder? So that section is really good for you to see what's the strategic focus of the company. Then you also have the governance report that sometimes give the structure of the board, what committees that the company have, what is the how the board composition look, and companies that are listed needs to actually adhere to certain governance structure, that they need to have this many committees, the committees needs to be composed in a particular way. And if you just want to see who are actually the people that are at the leadership arm of the entity, there you will find it in their governance structure. You'll find who is the chairman of the board, who is the chairman of the audit and risk committee, who the members are, what their tenure is, when are they due to rotate, etc. So those are some of the things that you need to look at so that you can just see how the company is actually being run. And the last thing that I want to look at is the annual financial statement. The annual financial statement is now the primary document that contains information of how the company has performed. The annual financial statements are made up of sub-statements in it. It is made up of the balance sheet, the income statement, the cash flow of the company, and as well as the statement of changes in equity. Together with that, there will be explanatory notes attached to it, and that's where you would find more information about the financial performance of the company. So the integrated report is much bigger than the annual financial statement. Whilst the annual financial statement normally focus on the performance of the entity, the integrated report in general will look at also bigger things like the governance structure, the strategy, the risk management, etc. So really, that is the context that I wanted to give, or the phase that I wanted to give around the integrated annual report. I am then going to end here for today. I don't want to make this video so long. So next up, we are going to be looking at the actual annual financial statement and how to understand the various statements that are included in the integrated report and what they mean for you. But before I end of this video, I just want to please ask you to check out my video where I did what are assets, liabilities, and equity, because that would be very important. I'm also going to leave the link to that video in the description below, because if you can understand the key terminologies that are used in the financial statement, the next video is going to be very useful for you. All right, thank you so much, and it is goodbye. Please let me know in the comment section, what do you want me to touch on? If you have any question, if you've always wondered about something, please let me know so that I can incorporate this in my remainder financial statement integrated report literacy video sessions. Thank you so much, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps my channel if you do that, and don't forget to subscribe. We really love having you on board, and thank you so much. Please remember to stay safe. Bye bye.